Microphones here. Okay. Okay, my friends. Well, this morning we're going to continue on the journey that we've been on this month, looking at the perspective of contentment and gratitude. So we're going to continue to weave that into our time. And also, I guess, just a little bit on like why we meditate. I mean, I'm sure subjectively, hopefully after our sessions, you notice a sense of maybe calmness or like a calm alertness that can come from our practice. But it's also great to know, just like from scientific perspective, that one of the things that we're doing when we're meditating is actually kind of strengthening down what we call the top-down processing model, or center, I guess. And that's kind of like our conscious awareness. Whereas the bottom up is really like our emotional reactivity and like the amygdala and certain parts of our brain that are kind of more the prehistoric dinosaur portions that you've probably heard of. So when we're actually practicing, focusing our attention, shifting back and forth, even if it's just for 3 breaths at a time, what we're really doing is strengthening the outside cortex, that top-down processing system that helps us just to find more awareness and concentration and focus throughout our day. Just a little bit of the balance between the brain. With that being said, let us begin. Let us explore what it's like to work that top-down processing center. So wherever you are, I invite you to begin to find yourself where you are. Starting with noticing the sense of your body. You might rock a little, shake back and forth, forwards and backwards in your seat to find a nice tall alignment of the spine. And before closing your eyes, I invite you just to allow your eyes to find their way around the room without latching on to anything in particular, allowing your gaze to just simply notice what is in the space that you're in. Noticing colors and shapes, perhaps. A sense of dimension. This amazing visual processing system that helps us to perceive the world visually around us. And when your visual journey has come to its completion, I invite you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable. To allow the eyelids to become heavy. As we begin to shift our awareness to our sense of hearing, our sense of sound. Perhaps you notice the sound of my voice, but what else do you notice? The sounds that fill the space that you're in. Without latching on to a story about the sound or investigating the sound, what is it like simply to receive and hear? We might even say to ourselves, hearing, hearing. Becoming curious about our sense of hearing. Perhaps you might call to mind your favorite song, the melody and lyrics that you love so much. And other ways in which our sense of hearing allows us to engage in the world, to engage in conversation, to hear perhaps birds chirping, to hear the voices of our loved ones. Next, let us open our sense of smell. As we breathe in through the nose, perhaps we might notice a sense of aroma in the air. Perhaps our favorite fragrances that we fill our home with. Or perhaps the remnants of a meal just cooked by yourself or neighbors. Without becoming attached, let us explore our sense of smell. You might even explore remembering the smell of your favorite flower. As we shift our awareness to taste. Noticing the sensations of our taste buds. And if there are any lingering flavors in our mouth, perhaps from breakfast or from brushing our teeth. The ways in which these taste buds allow us to enjoy the foods that we love, to savor the flavors, and how they also help us to avoid certain things, perhaps from that evolutionary perspective, where if something doesn't taste right, we don't eat it. Finally, shifting our awareness to our sense of touch. Perhaps noticing your palms or the way your hands are rested on your body. Sensing temperature, perhaps textures on your skin. curious in the way in which our external organ, our skin, allows us to perceive the world cautiously, noticing the things that feel warm and safe and tender, and also perceiving pain, sensation, and communicating that with our body. For example, if you touch a hot pan, your finger communicates that to your brain, and your brain helps you to move your arm away. And as this short exploration of our senses nears its completion, I invite you to notice a sensation of breath that best holds your awareness. Whether that's the belly in your breath, in your belly, your breath in your chest, or perhaps the swirling sensation of air as you breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. I invite you to rest your awareness on this sensation of breath for 3 more cycles. If you're comfortable where you are, I invite you to stay where you are, connected with your breath. If you'd like to make any adjustments to your posture to accommodate our body scan, then I invite you to do so now. Noting that whatever you do, that you do it with mindful kindness and awareness. Noticing the parts of your body that connect with the surface that you're on. And coming back to that sensation of breath. The effortless ease in and out. As you're ready, I invite you to draw your attention to your brow, your forehead, hairline and temple area, the interconnected muscles of the face. And with the gift of your awareness, I invite you to soften away any tension in the forehead, the temple, coming to the eyes and eye sockets. And here too, noticing what it's like to soften the space behind the eyes. Relaxing the muscles of the cheeks. And the jaw. Softening the jaw and allowing the tongue to rest on the bottom of the mouth. Softening throat and neck. So back of neck from base of skull into shoulders, perhaps tucking the chin just slightly. Softening the shoulders away from the ears. As the weight of the arms, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists and palms gently fall down the body. Softening chest, allowing the collarbone to broaden as though to create more space for your beautiful heart. Allowing the shoulder blades to glide down the back, slowly releasing any muscle tension from the upper back and all the way down the spine. Perhaps noticing a softening of back body, expanding into the space behind you. Finding breath in belly, finding the gentle rise and fall that soothes and massages away any tension here. Letting go, relaxing the stomach. Softening into hips and seat. To hips and thighs. Knees and calves. Coming to ankles. And finally to the structure we call feet. To heels, arches, the balls of feet, toes, and tops of feet. Allowing our awareness to broaden, sensing this whole body, this whole being, taking up three-dimensional space filled with the gift of our awareness. As we come to the end of this practice, if you're comfortable, I invite you to stay where you are as we transition into our final practice together. This practice is a guided visualization to explore what it's like to see our routine, our daily routines, all the small things that we do for ourselves in the day as total gifts that help support our wellness and well-being. Settling in, noticing your breath. I'd like to invite you on a journey of your day, starting where you begin on most days, in your bed. Find and sense yourself there now. Your covers, your sheets, your pillows, your body. Receive the warmth, comfort, and familiarity as special moments of embodied awareness. Noticing the sense of warmth and texture as you enjoy one last cozy moment tucked into your bed. Next, we might explore what it's like to allow our feet to touch the floor. Noticing in your space, tile or carpet, hardwood. Perhaps you notice the sunlight or shifts in temperature as you uncover yourself. Allow your mind's eye to guide you to what comes next. Perhaps a sip of hydration. That first sip of water. Perhaps your morning routine includes washing your face, noticing the warmth of water and gentleness in which you care for yourself. Perhaps it includes brushing your teeth. Exploring the experience with all of your senses. What do you taste? What do you smell? What do you hear? As you move through your morning, what is it like to treat what is normally mundane and routine as complete and total ritual? Savoring each action, each moment as a special gift, how you tenderly care for yourself. As you transition through the morning to the afternoon, you might call to mind different conversations, different people that you'll engage with. What might it be like to allow each conversation to be a connection, of presence? As the sun begins to set, the air begins to cool. As you move through perhaps your evening rituals, you might reflect on this nourishing, tending to this body. What is present in your awareness? What gifts lay in front of you? What gifts lay inside of you? Melody Beatty says that gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos to order, confusion to clarity. It can turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, and a stranger into a friend. As we near the end of our practice and our time together, I invite you to call to mind just one thing that you might be grateful for today. Perhaps it's simply taking this time. Is there something little that brings you some joy each day? Something you're looking forward to? Notice where this gratitude lives in your body. And seal this feeling, this sensation with 3 final conscious breaths. Slowly, as you're ready, I invite you to open your awareness to the sounds and sensations in the room around you. Perhaps noticing the sensation of air on your skin or a taste in your mouth. And as you're ready, you might explore blinking the eyes open, perhaps holding a soft gaze, Inviting any gentle movement that might feel good in your wrists, ankles, neck.